Detroit Lions have re-signed Tim Patrick to a one-year deal. That's what this video is all about. We're going to get into what it means now and for the future and for the NFL draft. But before we get into today's video, if you're a fan of the Detroit Lions, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Why is that? Because we drop news and rumors every single day, and you don't want to miss out. The Lions, they made a deal with Tim Patrick. They signed a one-year deal. And per Garafolo, Mike Garafolo, it's a one-year deal worth $4 million. We've been waiting for this re-sign for a bit. I know a lot of us were chomping at the bit to get Tim Patrick back under contract. And for a one-year, $4 million deal, that is not a bad contract at all for Tim Patrick's services. What do I think about this? I absolutely love this. Finally, we get him under contract. I've been waiting for this since free agency started, and that's where the Lions could re-sign their own guys. When are they going to do it? When are they going to do it? When are they going to do it? They finally got Tim Patrick back. He is under contract, and that is massive. And I expect Tim Patrick to make an impact even more this year than he did last year. This is what he did this year. 33 receptions, 394 yards, 3 touchdowns, 11.9 average. And remember, it took a couple weeks before Tim Patrick got into the speed of things under Ben Johnson at the time and this offense. And once he got on page, the offense really was starting to pick up. That's when, if you look at the beginning of the season last year, where's this offense? Tim Patrick gets in there, getting it done, and the Lions offense was making some strides in the right direction. Grade this signing A, B, C, D, or F. Give me your thoughts on this one. I got to give it an A. I think this is an A-plus signing here. Tim Patrick, he may not be the biggest name on this team, but he is a contributor. He was the Josh Reynolds last year, right? The guy that gets you a down when you don't expect it, makes big plays when you don't expect it, because everyone's looking at Jameson Williams, everyone's looking at St. Brown, Sam Laporta, right, the Jahmyr Gibbs, and then you got Tim Patrick that makes a big play, and him and Jared Goff are on the same page. And what I love about Tim Patrick, there's two things. First off, he doesn't drop passes. The guy catches balls, and it hits his hand, he catches it. He's very sound. Watch when he catches the football. His eyes are always on it every single time, and that's fundamental. That is something that we have seen other receivers, they forget, right? They drop passes. St. Brown, he's great at catching passes. Jameson Williams is getting much better when he started, and Tim Patrick is got some hands as well, and that's so important. And number two, when it comes to Tim Patrick, he doesn't fumble after he has the football. Josh Reynolds would fumble it. Tim Patrick did not. Turnovers win and lose you games. So I love Tim Patrick for what he brings to this offense. Now, what does it mean for the NFL draft? Not necessarily that much. The Lions absolutely could draft a wide receiver in this draft. It's a one-year, $4 million contract. That's pretty much nothing when you look at contracts and how things are operated right there. The Lions cap space currently, without it being adjusted, they got some money, right? And so they can pick up a wide receiver in the draft for sure, but I don't think they're going to probably do it in free agency. It would be predominantly the draft, right, is how they're going to get their, if they wanted to go another wide receiver. I don't see them doing free agency now, because you have already Tim Patrick, Jameson Williams, and St. Brown, right? That's 1, 2, 3. And you can bring in other receivers as depth, but we're not looking at a big name, right? We're not going to be looking at a name such as Odell Beckham Jr. on the Diddy list, right? Where I didn't think we were into the Keenan Allen sweepstakes. I never really believed we were, so I don't think that is the case here as well. I think this is just going to be, they go into the draft. If they want to get one, they can. If they don't have to. And that's what this does too for the Lions, is it operates them to go in multiple directions, right? They can now go in the draft and be a little bit more flexible, and I think that is extremely important for the Lions. You got to be flexible, right? You got to be able to not simply be forced to do one pick. And I think now that's under center. I mean, it's only a 1-year deal, right? There's no guarantees or anything like that. So great signing for Detroit. Just an absolute great signing. Very happy that we got Tim Patrick back. This offense is predominantly coming back, right? You got Jared Goff, Taylor Decker. Is Grant Glasgow going to be on the left side? Right side, because Zeitler left. Anyways, we'll go Grant Glasgow. You got Frank Ragnow. Hold that Zeitler left. We expect there to be a jump from last year's draft, right? They could go into this year's draft too, and then you got Penei Sewell. The tight ends, they may have to pick up a tight end maybe in the draft too. But your wide receivers are back. Predominantly, this offense is back. Obviously, no Ben Johnson. But we're talking about the roster standpoint. And so with this signing, it's a good move. Gives them flexibility. Again, grade the signing A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. It's going to be interesting to see what they do going forward for this football team. What's the latest? Who else are they going to bring in free agency? I'm sitting here just looking at all the news, looking at everything that's going on, and so far it's not been the fastest of free agencies. It's not been the free agency that everybody wanted to expect, but so far so good in the realm of the Detroit Lions. So in the comments, give me your thoughts on the signing. Grade it. Everything regarding Tim Patrick. Should the Lions continue to look at free agents at the wide receiver position? Should we stop there? Should we focus on the draft at that position? Let me know your thoughts in the comments now.